Yeah, so even me, one who really values the power and importance of the truth so much, even I am frightened of telling the truth, and a part of that reason, the reason for that is partly because if I speak too candidly in this kind of arena, and I really, say everything that I want to say in the way that I want to say it, I'm actually gonna ruin my chances of even getting a job in the future. I've got a specific career. It's not the career I was talking about in the Mike Hunt Hypocrite video. Actually, that's just something that I was doing temporarily, but I have another career that's really quite important to me because it's an altruistic career. It's something that can really make a positive contribution to the world, and you don't get the opportunity to do that in a lot of jobs. God knows I've done jobs with such negative contributions to the world, and there's this one job that I love doing and I'm very good at, I think. But if I really put myself in a public forum, speaking candidly as I would like to, then I'll really hinder my chances of getting employment in that industry. And it's, for that reason I can't even be specific about what that industry is, or the magnificent things that I've done in that industry. Magnificent is probably a bit of a stretch, my ego taking over again there. But the point is, we much in the same way as we don't have the choice to be free in society, we don't have the choice also to be honest a lot of the time, if we want to play the game, which we don't have much choice of doing because we're kind of born into it. From the moment you're born, you've got certain obligations if you want your life to be long, and if you have got family and things like that, you've got even more obligations. So again, we don't have as much choice as we perhaps should have. But the point of these videos, the last one and this one, was supposed to be to talk about a little bit about the way that we're manipulated through fear in society. And I think it's quite obviously, it's quite apparent. It should be apparent to you if you read the newspapers or you watch the news or anything like that, that they want you to be frightened all the time. They want you to be frightened of losing your job and not having enough money to do the things that you want to do, and not having enough money to live, and they want you to be frightened about being successful and things like that. They want you to be frightened of terrorism. They want you to be frightened of evil people. They want you to think that there's a paedophile on every street corner. They want you to think that there's a jihadist on in every town centre. They want you to think all these things that are simply not true. I mean, of course these things exist, and as I say, you can't legislate for evil taking over in people. Obsession and greed and lust for power, it does take over, and it does push people into these situations. But it's not happening as much as you would think if you read the newspapers, and it has never been happening that much. I think a lot of what we see is pure propaganda, and it's designed to really, pull on your heartstrings, to really make you terrified about, what might happen to your children, or what might happen to your country, or what might happen to you. And when you're in a state of fear, you're easier to control because you're going to follow the rules, and you're going to say, yeah, I think ID cards for everybody is a great idea. Yeah, I think tighter controls on the internet it is a great idea. I think tapping everyone's phone calls and reading people's emails is a great idea, because those people could be planning those people could be planning a terrorist attack. Those people could be trying to like attract my children and groom them into a sexual relationship, and those people, you know, could be, you know, planning all kinds of atrocities against humanity. And you know, we've got to be vigilant against these things. And it's like, you know, those things are horrible possibilities in the world, but if you spend your life worrying about the worst case scenario all the time, then you actually miss so much of the goodness, you know. And you know, you're actually gonna give rise to so many other possibilities. You know, when they can read every email that you send, or listen to every phone call that you make, or arrest you for something that you've had a discussion about, then they can pretty much do whatever they want. You know, we're getting closer and closer to thought crime, you know, and this is how they do it. You know, we're getting closer and closer to the situation where everybody's got a chip, you know, which tells them which tells the government who you are, where you are, how much money you've got, what you might or might not do, what the likelihood is of you doing that, and you know, how you can be controlled through that knowledge. And you pretty much have one of those on you at all times anyway. It's called a smartphone, and one day you're going to have it just put straight in your arm. And you know, there's families in America already doing that, already consenting to that. There's like trial runs for the RFID chip in the arm.